This is like just before the Super Bowl, just before the CNN debate. All the sportscasters come on and say, well, you know, the key to this game is whether the Patriots can keep the ball on the ground and run inside. No, the key to this game is whether the defensive line can get to Tom Brady. Then the game actually happens and, you know, it's a shock. It doesn't always go according to what the sports pundits say. So everybody's got a theory now about how to take down Donald Trump and what the other 10 candidates need to do, what they must do to break through. And indeed, I'm sure that the brain trusts of these other 10 candidates on the stage are spending a lot of time trying to figure out how to possibly derail the Trump Express. But it's a challenge for two reasons. One is if you try to have a completely staged and pre-scripted attack on Donald Trump, it will come across as phony, artificial, maybe just a little bit desperate. And also just saying, Donald, you ignorant slut, that's not going to work. A candidate has to find a way to sell himself or herself to make an impression in a crowded field with lots of people watching at home about their own personality, their own strengths, and what they bring to the campaign and what they want to do for the country. Sometimes in all of our handicapping of the X's and O's, who's going to slap who and who's going to jab back, we kind of lose sight of the fact that people at home want to hear about the economy and taxes and healthcare and ISIS and the problems that are facing America. Now, I think it's much easier for Trump because he can just go up there and talk about, the very, very stupid people who run the government. And if he gets attacked, he certainly knows how to punch back. And the other danger here for some of these candidates is it's very hard to win an insult contest with Donald Trump because he's the master of it and he doesn't play by the ordinary polite political rules. Now, my theory is that at this point, with so many of the candidates pushed down to single digits, the only people that the press really cares about, unless there's actual fisticuffs that breaks out and a little bit of blood perhaps, are Carly, Ben, and Jeb. Carly Fiorina, a lot of interest there because of the dust-up over look at that face, and then she made the ad saying look at this face, she's proud of it, and she has shown she is willing to take on Donald Trump, although I think Carly is going to be wary of sort of getting down into the mud with him. I'm sure we'll hear Trump say, if he engages with Fiorina, that she was a failed, horrible CEO of Hewlett-Packard. Ben Carson, now running a close second in this latest CBS New York Times poll, might be a logical candidate, except he's not going to do it. He told me in the interview on Media Buzz that he's not throwing punches in this campaign. That isn't consistent with the soft-spoken persona that he has projected to the country. And he apologized very quickly last week after what he said was taking the bait and challenging Donald Trump's faith. And then you have Jeb Bush. Now, Jeb Bush has been trying to punch back at Donald Trump. And Jeb, even though he's down in the polls, he still has a lot of money. He still has the Bush name. And he still has this sort of aura that he is the guy who everyone in the media thought would be the man to beat. So that may end up being the greatest fireworks on the debate stage. But the truth is, we don't know. And the most important thing that happens, this is going to be almost a 3-hour debate, so we'll see how many Americans watch the whole thing. Very important is how the media spin it afterwards, which clips get replayed, and whether the interpretation is that Trump was taken down a peg or whether Trump just refused to be slowed down by any of the opponents. I'll have more to say on that after the debate.